Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. Before we get into the latest news and rumors, I just want to appreciate every single person that subscribed and helped us reach 9,000 subs. Shout out to all of you that have hit that big red button, but if you haven't already, make sure you do so because we are on the road to 10,000 subs. Hit that sub button and lock yourself in for free Cleveland Browns news and rumors coverage. Speaking of Browns news and rumors coverage, we got a fun show planned out for everyone today where we're going to take some of the nuggets that came out of Berea from OTAs and reading between the lines a little bit because it's just voluntary, non-padded practice. So don't take anything that comes out of this and think it's set in stone. That's how it's going to be. Just take it with a bit of a grain of salt, but like a grain of salt from the Dead Sea, right? A little bit of a harsher dose of salt. Now, a good way to evaluate the news and rumors you will see on today's show is by going to our friend Bernie Kosar and using some Bernie heads. So if the story's got 0 Bernie heads, it's fake news. It's never going to happen. 1 Bernie head, small shred of truth. 2 Bernie heads, people are talking. 3 means pretty likely, and 4 Bernie heads means Believeland. So, what is the first story on today's show? Trade Anthony Schwartz. What? The second-year wide receiver from Auburn, a third-round pick? Yeah, I'm giving this one just 1 Bernie head. Just small shreds of truth. I don't think it's a complete fake news story, because there is a little bit of weight to it. Now, the story comes to us from Fansided because they suggested trading Anthony Schwartz possibly. And they themselves were not, jumping into bed with this idea. But they pointed out some interesting things I think everyone should see. With the additions of Amari Cooper, Jakeem Grant, and David Bell, could this mean that a third-round pick just a year ago, there's not a lot of confidence in him from what they saw last year in just 10 receptions of football, and they're like, you know what? We lost a bunch of draft picks to get Deshaun Watson. We went out and traded for Cooper, signed Grant, and drafted Bell. Yeah, maybe we could try and get some picks back and sell high on Schwartz because we don't think his value is going to be much higher after this season. All right. Ultimately, I think this is a very, very long shot of happening. I don't see a way Andrew Berry gives up on Anthony Schwartz after just 1 season where he had some injuries that went along with it. Did he look super promising for the future? Not really. You know what I'm saying? He never showed flashes of if he could just put this and that together, he's going to be an awesome receiver. Whereas DPJ in his rookie year, didn't we have a better taste in our mouth about how the future would look for him going forward? Just 10 receptions for $135 and 1 touchdown last year in a game against Green Bay on Christmas Day. Listen, I think Schwartz needs to have a very good training camp. I don't think he's a cut candidate because I've seen that tossed around a little bit. I would say a trade were to happen before he would get cut. At least you could get a day 3 pick for the guy. But yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure a little bit because he's got a lot of competition around him and no one's really that high up on him. You're just not hearing trickles and nuggets come out of the Browns front office of this is going to be an awesome year for this player. So what do you think about this? Will Anthony Schwartz make the roster? That's kind of one of the big questions, right? Y for yes or N for no. Let me know what you think. I think he will. But if you disagree, that's fine. Let me know down below in the comment section. Next story on the docket, Greg Newsome. Is he the new slot corner? I give this one 3 Bernie heads. I'm not quite at 4 for Believeland because I do believe Kevin Stefanski is going to have that position be played by a committee. He's going to put JOK over there. He's going to put Delpit over there. And he's going to put Newsome for maybe most of the time over there. Listen, Greg Newsome took a ton of reps in the slot during OTAs just the other day, as OTAs are kind of off and on throughout the next 2 to 3 weeks. The Browns are looking for that Troy Hill replacement. After trading him back to the Rams where he was before coming over to Cleveland, it makes you wonder who's going to step up and take that spot. Newsome did it last year when Hill got hurt in the Patriots game. In fact, if you look at the snaps here, since after week 11 onward, I've got the amount of snaps he took at the slot position. And it built up as the season went on towards the end. In fact, he played just about 13.5% of snaps from the slot altogether. If you take all of his snaps played on defense, 753, and divide it by the 102 he played in the slot, that's more than Denzel Ward. Ward may move over to the slot a little bit too at times, but he's not a slot corner. I don't think Martin Emerson really is either. Maybe they'll see what he's capable of as they get the rookie some reps. Same for Greedy Williams. I think everyone's going to give it a shot at some point, but I'm starting to think it's going to be Newsome more than others. Let's check out the stats, though, for what Greg did last season in his rookie season. This are his coverage stats. So when quarterbacks were targeting him, they completed their passes 62.9% of the time. He allowed 383 yards on one touchdown. No interceptions in his first season, but he did have 9 pass breakups. Newsome had an awesome rookie year. It was a shame he had different stints of injuries, right? Middle of the season and then kind of later in the season. So you hope that was just him getting more a little acclimated to the NFL speed. But what's your confidence level right now with Greg Newsome as the slot corner? Because when he was drafted out of Northwestern in the first round, the first thing that went through my mind wasn't, oh, this could be a slot corner for you, right? You played him outside corner to start the season because that's what he is. Now, he's a very athletic guy. He's a little more twitchy. That's the buzzword right there. If you say twitchy enough, anyone can be a slot corner. So he's a little bit more of that than a Denzel Ward, a Greedy Williams, or a Martin Emerson. But I don't know if I'm in love with this idea. So scale it for me 1 to 10. Now, if you ask Newsome, I bet he would put it at a 10. I mean, here's what he said. Playing in the slot, you get more help and you're around the ball more. There's some things I'm really looking forward to. This was after some reps at OTAs, and he's right about that, right? You get to be closer to the ball. You're on the line of scrimmage, a little more closer to the ball just from the snap and from the entire play because you're making more stops on running backs, bouncing outside. You're the first DB right there. So we'll see what Greg Newsome is made of when it comes to him playing in the slot. Now, what we do know that's made of awesome stuff is what's going on over at Rumble. Make sure you visit rumble.com/Browns Report. It's an up-and-coming video platform service that's got you covered on news, sports, politics, so much more. And if you've already followed us, if you're already a part of the 113 strong, greatly appreciate you. But if you haven't already, we're trying to reach 3,000 subs. Follow us, rumble.com/Browns Report. Links in the comments and the description. Third segment of today's show is Deshaun Watson winning this team over. Heart and mind for Bernie Heads, believe one. I know it's early, and right now the Browns are 0-0, 0-0, right? They haven't even played a game. You can't win the Super Bowl in May, but Deshaun Watson is doing a lot of things to put smiles on his teammates' faces. I think he is winning hearts over without a doubt. I mean, let's just start from the beginning, sort of taking the entire offense on an all-inclusive paid trip to the Bahamas. He got a private guy, got the PJ out for the boys. Then he hooks everyone up with rooms in the Bahamas, and they do some practice. They play some golf. They probably had a ball playing, hanging out and whatnot. So he's doing a lot of great things. Nick Chubb would say the same. Let's see what Chubb had to say. He's a great guy to be around. We all love him. He's a natural leader. He's been here since OTAs started. He took us on a trip. I think those things bring in trust and bonding for our team. Nick Chubb was not the only one who vocalized this type of love to number 4. Cameron Justice, who does an awesome job covering the team, tweeted out, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson joined some other teammates after OTAs, meeting with members of the military who were invited to watch today's practice, signing autographs and taking pictures with them. And in fact, here's a picture of him hanging out with some military members at Berea after practice. What was it, on Tuesday at OTAs? That was the day that was open up to the media. I mean, the guy is just kissing babies and shaking hands. He is winning a lot of hearts over. And don't worry, I'm well aware of the elephant in the room. We're going to get to that in just a second. But let's get everything that's kind of come out so far that's been open to the public eye. Mary Kay tweeting out, Browns Deshaun Watson just handed Anthony Walker this gift for giving up his number 4 jersey without even being asked. Declined to open it during the presser, but told Deshaun he appreciates it. So the background on that right there is Walker was number 4 last year. He came back this year. He's, of course, going to wear number 4 again. That's just the natural thought. And then he gives the number to Deshaun Watson, his number in Houston. Walker's wearing number 5, and what does Watson do for that? He gives him a Rolex. He gave him a Rolex box. Not really sure what was in it. We can assume it was a Rolex because Walker wouldn't open at the press conference. And Watson tossed, I think, $50,000 his way to his charity of choice, if memory serves me correct. So the guy is just winning hearts. But there's an elephant in the room here, all right? There's no doubt about this, right? When you join a team and you have 22 civil lawsuits pending against you, there's going to be some trust that has to be earned. And so for Watson's definitely, I think, on PR mode, right? He is doing everything he can to win over his new team right here. And when you're the quarterback, you got to do that. It didn't work out well last quarterback for the Browns because I don't think Baker won that locker room 120%. If he did, which Devion Clowney really hint at, I wasn't going to come back if Baker was the QB, or all the teammates that were pretty pro OBJ after that divorce. So Watson's got some work to do, but he is nailing it so far. Last question on the show. I need help from everyone watching because we had an office debate the other day where we were talking about what is a good number for a quarterback to wear. I love Deshaun Watson for the Browns. I actually don't like the number 4, though. So what number would you be if you were a quarterback? I think if I was QB, I'd go with either 14 or 17. Those are my 2 favorite numbers right there. We're basically having this debate because who was it, number 1? As a wide receiver, like OBJ wearing number 3? No, like 1 through 9 are QB numbers. They don't belong to anything else. I don't like this new number change, and I'm going to beat that drum forever. But what number would you be if you were the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns?